Welcome, my name is Lisa Bassini and I'm the baking coach. Today we are going to make apple pies on a stick. In this bowl, we have some flour and some salt. Okay, and I'm gonna add to that 1 stick of butter that I've already broken up into little pieces. And we're going to pinch the butter into the flour until the flour starts to turn slightly yellow. So it's gonna go from a bright white to a slight yellow. I'm only using my fingertips because you don't wanna pre-melt this butter. That's why you always use ice cold butter in making pie dough. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you my glove. If you look at my hand, I'm not using the palm of my hand at all, just my fingertips. So I'm going to add to this 4 tablespoons of ice cold water. This is the second time I've made this dough today, so I know for sure I need the full 4. I'm going to use my hand. Now I'm going to use my whole hand and just gather this dough together. One of the other things that you can use, instead of ice cold water, you can also use orange juice because it's always cold. So I'm going to squeeze this together. I've got some pie dough. And it's nice to see still some little chunks of butter in your pie dough. And I still see a couple chunks. And there we go. You're going to wrap this in plastic wrap and then set it in the fridge for at least an hour. If you want a shortcut, then you can set this in the freezer for like 20 minutes, a half hour. Like do like 15, flip it over, and then do another 15, and that speeds the process up a little bit. So let's just say I didn't have my apples all peeled and diced like I do now. I would do this while my dough is chilling. I'm gonna add to that the filling mixture, which is some cinnamon, a little bit of flour, and some sugar. And I'm gonna just stir this up to coat the apples. I'm going to take my dough, probably break it in half to make it a little easier to roll. I'm gonna need some extra flour to do that. Also gonna need a rolling pin and some popsicle sticks. I'm gonna roll out my dough in between 1/4 and 1/8 of an inch. Not too thin, not too thick. Now, you can either use cookie cutters for this project or I use an ordinary glass. Cut out some circles. Okay. You need to take 1 egg, about a teaspoon or so of water. You want to scramble up that egg to make some egg wash. And here I have some egg wash. I have my disc of dough. I'm gonna brush it a little bit with my egg wash. Then I'm gonna take my stick and I'm gonna place it just about a little bit more than halfway, but you're gonna leave about 1 inch from the top of your dough, okay? And cover the stick with filling in the center, leaving about a 1/2 inch all the way around of the dough so we get a nice tight seal. It's very important that you cut your apples up super small because then you can get more filling in your pies on a stick. Now, I've got my second piece of dough. I'm gonna roll it slightly larger than my first piece, trying to keep the shape. You can use cookie cutters for this or an ordinary glass, it doesn't matter. Now I'm going to cover it, pinching this together. Great. Transfer this onto my baking sheet. This recipe will make 6, 7 pies. Okay, so now we have our pies on a stick onto a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper. I'm gonna press 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You could also get a little fancy if you want. Using your fork, going all the way around to give it more of that pie look. And you want to give it 1 final brush of egg wash. and then bake these in the oven. So when you get to like after you make about 5 of these, then turn your oven up to 400 degrees. And then these will bake for at least 20 minutes or until golden brown. Pie pop, just like that. To finish off your pie pops, we have here a 1/2 cup of confectionery sugar with just 1 tablespoon of water. So I'm gonna just drizzle over that some sugar glaze. I'm gonna let that dry, and I'm just gonna lift this so you guys can see it, and that is your finished apple pie pop. Another thing you can do with this, you can just put some on and then just give it a light coat of the sugar glaze as well. There you go. To find out more about the Baking Coach, just check us out at bakingcoach.com. Thank you so much for joining me for this workshop. Have a great day. Bye-bye.